YouTube Live to kind of go through some of the fire issues that we're contending with right now, as well as some of those fire weather conditions and how long these are going to be sticking around. This is just going to be a quick update. We'll have more details on our live broadcast at 10 o'clock this evening, so coming up here in about 40 minutes. But like I said, just wanted to jump on here real quick. So if you can give me about 30 seconds to a minute, we'll get going with this and go from there. But what I will do is spin the camera around, show you the live look from TV Mountain, and you can see in the contrast there, and we're starting to see a little bit of the flames. This is the Corral Creek fire here on the west side of the Missoula Valley. You can see the smoke plume running off to the east, and that's going to continue to be something we're going to watch for. You see that little puff, that little bit of fire right there, as we see some of those trees there begin to torch as this fire is slowly progressing. So, like I said, if you can give me just a few minutes here, I'll get started, or get this going in full momentarily. That's working. All right, that's working there, and that is working there. So, all right, I'd say let's get started with this. Over the last few days, we've seen multiple new fires. Really, since last week, we've seen numerous wildfires start across western Montana. Today has been another one of those days where we've seen quite a few of them start to take off, and I think a big reason for that was the lightning that we saw last night, especially across west central and southwestern Montana. Numerous lightning strikes from a number of thunderstorms that moved through the area, and I think a lot of the new starts were because of lightning. That isn't confirmed, but at least that's a suspicion that I hold right now. So, going back to that live view from TV Mountain, this is a look at the Corral Creek fire. It is the biggest of 4 fires that are centered on the western side of the valley. You've got the Corral Creek fire, roughly 75 acres, the Wild Horse and Albert fires, about a half an acre, and then the Dog fire, which was actually the first one we saw today, roughly over in this zone, sitting at about 5 acres. Some of these are still newly updated fires, but you can't see it. Just to the other side of this camera, kind of on the northeastern side of TV Mountain and Snowball, there is another small fire. I'm seeing it marked as the Jenny fire. That one is one that you can occasionally see some torching going up from down in the Missoula Valley. So if you see some flames there up towards TV Mountain, that is another one of those fires. Right now, that is quite small, but it is ongoing. I am going to spin this back around real quick because we've been able to see a couple of views. We've got our Virginia City camera back up and running, and this is looking over towards the Tobacco Root Mountains. Can't see a whole lot of it right now, but both the Bivens Creek fire, which is I think roughly in there, and then the Cloud Rest fires are in this zone. So occasionally we've been able to see a few areas of flames going up with both of those fires as well. But let me go back to graphics. Red flag warnings remain in place. This is going to be in place for about another 40 minutes or so. This is in effect until 10 p.m. For the East Beaverhead National Forest area as well as the Gallatin National Forest. Overall, we are going to see our wildfire conditions improve, but elevated to near critical conditions are going to be sticking around over the next couple of days, even as these red flag warnings are allowed to expire again, 10 o'clock this evening. Now, looking at our wildfire map, this is where we are right now, regionally and locally. And over the last few days, since my last update, we've had the Knowles, Mile Marker 91, Little Seapay, and Magpie fires develop right on Highway 200 or near that area on the Clark Fork River. We've had the Pot Mountain fire begin up in the Bob Marshall Wilderness. Then Add on the Sandbar and Sawmill fires. Those started up over the last few days. The Devil Mountain fire, which is just to the northwest of the Windy Rock fire, was first noticed today. The West Fork fire down here, closer to West Yellowstone, had its first indications from yesterday. And that one's now over, I believe, over 200 to 300 acres at least. The Thayer fire is a new one as well. That's a smaller fire, right about 5 acres. The McAllister fire started this past weekend as well. And a bunch of fires, again, back into Idaho. One thing that I haven't pointed out on this particular map, this is just the main fires that are ongoing. On another source that I'm looking at, there are probably half a dozen to a dozen smaller smoke reports that have heat indications saying that there are, not just smoke, but like ongoing growing fires down in this area. So in addition to fires like the Island Creek, the Elkhorn, and now the Good Friday fire, which have been some of the more active ones in the area, and the Meyer fire, we're starting to see more of those small fires releasing smoke up into the Bitterroot Valley, the Missoula Valley, areas north and east from there. So unfortunately, due to that combination of local and regional wildfires, air quality is going to be a concern, a growing concern over the next few days, as I think we see more of those fires start putting up smoke into the air and causing some issues. And a big reason for that is we're going to see the winds calm down, but they aren't going to completely go away. So we're still talking winds 10 to 20 miles per hour overnight, Thursday, Friday, likely into the weekend as well. But also temperatures are going to stay warm even with a cold front that's passed through the area today. It was a weak, mostly dry cold front outside of southwest Montana. Temperatures may be about 3 to 7 degrees cooler tomorrow as compared to this afternoon, but we're still talking temperatures in the 80s for most locations tomorrow. And by the time we get into Saturday, we're talking upper 80s and 90s once again. A ridge of high pressure will be building back into the region, and this one does look to be a little bit more of a prolonged high pressure ridge. We've had a few warm spells this summer where we've had, say, 2, 3, 4 days of warm temperatures, then we have a storm system roll through. This one seems to be working a little bit different. This one looks like it's going to get in place a little bit longer. Temperatures are going to be a little bit warmer as well, so we're talking anywhere from about 5 to 10 degrees above average this weekend. And on top of that, outside of southwest Montana, where we could see a little bit of shower and thunderstorm activity Sunday into Monday, most of the area should be staying dry. It isn't until the middle parts of next week that maybe we see that ridge break down or we get a bit more southwesterly flow. Still plenty of time to watch that, but in general, it does look like we're going to just be in this warm, dry, breezy kind of pattern for the foreseeable future after a slight cool down tomorrow and Friday. So looking at those temperatures for tonight, we're talking 40s and 50s, pretty close to average, no big surprise there. Though it wouldn't surprise me that if we get into tomorrow morning, especially back over into west central Montana, Missoula, Bitterroot Valleys, we may be starting off the day smelling like a campfire just due to the increased smoke in the air, and that will kind of settle down in the valleys overnight. So it's not a guarantee that's going to happen, but that is a possibility. Now, as we get into tomorrow afternoon, here's that drop in temperatures, anywhere from maybe 3 to 8 degrees cooler tomorrow as compared to today. Temperatures pretty close to average for this time of the year. Low to mid 80s are going to be common. Ample sunshine is expected, though with all the smoke in the air, this will probably be more of a hazy sunshine for most locations. Kalispell may be one area that doesn't see quite as much smoke, but that is something we'll keep a close eye on through the afternoon. And like I said, we're going to see temperatures warming up just a little bit as we head into Saturday, and then continuing through much of next, or at least the middle parts of next week, with this ridge of high pressure that's going to be building in. Temperatures anywhere from about 5 to 10 degrees above average, which for Missoula is 84 degrees. Most of the rest of the area, it's lower 80s. Though as we get towards the end of next week, that's when we start seeing about a bit of southwesterly flow, maybe another storm system roll in, bringing those temperatures back down to near average here. Places like Butte, we may actually be a couple degrees below average, but that's still oh my goodness, what day is it? About a week away, and just a little bit over. So that's really where we are. Again, this was just going to be a quick update for the fires that are ongoing. More details are going to be coming up in our live broadcast at 10 here in just about half an hour, so tune into that. We'll have the latest weather, latest fire updates, latest news updates, and I'll have a couple additional things to discuss with the next couple of days in that forecast as well, so certainly tune in. If you have any photos or videos of the wildfires across the area, some of the smoke, some of the sunsets impacted or affected by that, a little bit more vibrant due to the dust and the smoke in the air, feel free to share those with us at nbcmontana.com/chime in. And then, of course, tune in tomorrow morning, NBC Montana Today with Jason Hurst and Chief Meteorologist Brooke Foster for the latest updates on those wildfires as we head into tomorrow morning. What I will do really quick as I finish this up, again, kind of a last call. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to ask those, and I will show you that live wildfire map, or at least the majority of the fires across Montana, Idaho, and Washington, as well as into northwestern Wyoming. There's still quite a few of them out there. And like I was mentioning a little bit earlier, back into Idaho, there are a number of small fires that I have not put up on there just because this map is already full as it is. It would get impossible to read them all because of all of those small fires that are out ongoing out there. So we'll just have to keep a close eye on those. But just be prepared. There is going to be diminished air quality, smoke in the air for the next couple of days, and that's just going to be what we are dealing with. And going back out to that live view from TV Mountain to finish this off, let me see if I can get us just a hair clearer of an image. Seems like it's gotten just out of focus on that camera, and I should be able to adjust that. But you can see the flames over here from the Corral Creek fire. Let's see. That's trying to work on the focus here. See if I can get that in a little bit. There we go. That may be about as good as I can do with that right at the moment, but yeah, I shouldn't have messed with it. There we go. So I'll come back down. That's going to be closest I can get, but this is the Corral Creek fire, west side of the Missoula Valley. Sitting up here, again, roughly 75 acres as of the most recent update that I've seen, but we're still getting confirmation on all of that. So stay safe out there. Hopefully we don't see any additional new wildfires start, but with elevated fire weather risks sticking around because of hot, dry conditions and breezy conditions, I would not rule it out over the next few days. But this will be one, especially because it's in a very, populated area. A lot of people are getting their eyes on this particular fire, so that's why we've hit it a lot on the coverage today, because we've had so many different views of that fire. So again, I've rambled on enough, but stay safe out there, and I'll see you all on the next one, potentially looking at another one of these YouTube lives tomorrow evening at some point. So thank you all for watching this evening, and I'll see you all on the next one with NBC Montana. I'm meteorologist Mitchell Coombs.